you ever notice that afternoons sometimes feel more difficult than mornings? Tasks that are normally simple, like sending an email, reviewing a report, or making a small decision, suddenly seem harder. You may overlook details, make mistakes, or feel distracted, and it's not just your imagination. Scientists call this phenomenon the 2:50 to 3 p.m. rule. During this brief window of time, human decision-making takes a noticeable dip. Attention, focus, and judgment temporarily decline, making errors more likely. This effect has been observed across workplaces, schools, hospitals, and even high-stakes environments like trading floors. The reason behind it is biological. Our brains follow a circadian rhythm, regulating alertness and energy throughout the day. Morning hours are often peak performance times, while mid-afternoon brings a slight energy drop. After lunch, glucose levels fluctuate and mental fatigue accumulates, leaving the prefrontal cortex responsible for planning and decision-making temporarily underpowered. Even small mistakes can have consequences. An office worker might approve a document with errors, overlook an important email, or misclick a file. Students taking afternoon exams are more prone to errors. Even professionals like surgeons or nurses notice subtle declines in focus during this period. Most people are unaware of this slump. You might feel slightly tired or distracted, but rarely connected to the specific time. Awareness is key. Recognizing this period allows you to schedule critical tasks in the morning or late afternoon. Take micro breaks, hydrate, or have a snack to restore energy. The 2:50 to 3 p.m. rule is subtle but powerful. It explains why simple decisions suddenly feel difficult, why errors spike in offices, schools, and hospitals, and how awareness can improve focus and productivity. Tomorrow, when the clock strikes 2:50 p.m., notice how your brain feels. You may just be experiencing this fascinating human phenomenon firsthand. As the afternoon progresses, the impact of the 2:50 to 3 p.m. rule becomes even more noticeable. Researchers have observed spikes in errors during this period across offices, schools, and even in high-stakes professions like trading and medicine. Simple mistakes, clicking the wrong file, sending an incomplete email, or misreading instructions occur far more frequently than at any other time of day. One study even found that stock traders make riskier decisions around this time, not because they are careless, but because their brains are temporarily less able to evaluate complex information. This subtle cognitive slowdown also affects teamwork. Meetings held at 2:50 p.m. often see decreased participation, less creativity, and higher chances of miscommunication. Even lunch, which should give energy, can contribute to this slump, as digestion diverts blood and energy away from the brain. Awareness is crucial. Knowing this window exists allows you to double-check critical decisions, collaborate more effectively, or simply wait until later to tackle high-stakes tasks. While it may feel minor, these small mistakes can accumulate into significant consequences over time, affecting productivity, efficiency, and even professional reputation. To understand why the 2:50 to 3 p.m. slump happens, we need to look at the brain itself. Cognitive scientists explain that the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for planning, reasoning, and decision-making, requires a steady supply of energy, primarily glucose, to function optimally. By mid-afternoon, after hours of mental activity and post-lunch digestion, glucose levels dip slightly, leaving neurons less energized. This is compounded by natural circadian rhythms. The brain is biologically programmed to experience a small energy lull in the late afternoon. During this time, attention, working memory, and mental flexibility decline, making complex decisions more error-prone. Even mundane tasks, like choosing between similar options or noticing small details, become harder. Studies using brain scans show that activity in the prefrontal cortex visibly decreases around 2:50 p.m., while areas responsible for routine behaviors remain active. This explains why people may still perform simple repetitive tasks fine but struggle with judgment, analysis, or creative problem-solving. Understanding this neurological pattern helps us take preventive measures, timing critical decisions for other periods, taking micro breaks, or consuming light, energizing snacks to restore mental power. The 2:50 to 3 p.m. slump doesn't just affect individuals. It impacts group dynamics as well. In offices, meetings scheduled during this time often experience lower participation, reduced creativity, and more miscommunication. Employees may find themselves zoning out, missing key points, or repeating information unnecessarily. In schools, teachers have noticed that students struggle to retain information or make careless mistakes during late afternoon lessons. Hospitals and medical settings see subtle declines in focus, which can lead to minor errors if staff aren't aware of this natural dip in cognitive performance. Even though these moments are short-lived, their consequences accumulate over time. Understanding that this slump is predictable allows us to introduce strategies. Take a short walk, have a snack, hydrate, or schedule collaborative discussions at more alert times. Recognizing that your brain is biologically predisposed to slow down in this period turns a vulnerability into an advantage. You can plan, adjust, and reduce mistakes before they happen. High-stakes decisions taken during the 2:50 to 3 p.m. window are particularly vulnerable to error. Managers approving budgets, traders executing orders, or surgeons making procedural choices may experience a subtle decrease in accuracy and judgment. This is not due to carelessness, it's a temporary, biological dip in cognitive function. Awareness of this pattern is crucial. By planning critical tasks outside this time, double-checking work, or delegating complex decisions, we can mitigate mistakes. Even small interventions, such as a brief walk, hydration, or a light snack, can restore focus and energy. Over time, consistently aligning important work with periods of peak mental performance can improve efficiency, reduce errors, and protect both personal and organizational outcomes. Understanding this phenomenon allows us to respect our natural rhythms rather than fighting them, turning an unavoidable slump into a manageable part of daily life. As the clock approaches 3 p.m., the 2:50 to 3 p.m. slump begins to subside. Energy levels slowly return, focus improves, and decision-making abilities recover. While this window may last only 10 minutes, its effects are measurable and predictable. Recognizing this pattern allows individuals and organizations to plan accordingly, avoid high-stakes decisions during the slump, take preventive actions, and respect the natural rhythms of the brain. Simple awareness can transform how we structure our day, improve productivity, and reduce costly mistakes. The 2:50 to 3 p.m. rule is a subtle yet powerful insight into human biology, showing that even small, predictable dips in mental energy can have a significant impact. By observing and adapting to this natural rhythm, we can work smarter, make better decisions, and navigate the afternoon slump with confidence and efficiency.
Thanks you for watch. Every old story holds a lesson worth remembering. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe for watch and listen more old times, real stories, and don't forget,